Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can. Hi guys, hi ladies and gentlemen. Well, welcome to IB's DIY. If you are here from maybe someone recommended or referred you to this channel, thank you for checking me out. Well, today we'll be making yogurt. Yogurt. A lot of our Niger babes have been asking about yogurt, how to make yogurt. And so I thought I should share a video today about yogurt and then give you some tips, some tidbits about how to make the different yogurt consistency, and also the best way to store your yogurt, and maybe how you can add some flavorings to it and sell if you want to sell, or you pack for your kids if that's what you're interested in doing. Because I know a lot of people are concerned in making their own yogurt because they are worried about the industrial packed one. Some people want to make it clean and green. They want to know what their kids are eating or what they are eating, or maybe you're trying to supply to people that are concerned about preservatives and all those kind of things that the industrial ones might have, because you're not sure. So you might want to make it from scratch to be sure exactly what's inside the yogurt you're eating or giving to your loved ones. So today I'll be making mine, and join me as we go ahead, as we go along. First, I will use 1 liter. The measurement, the normal measurement, if you're making like 1 liter of yogurt, you get your clean drinking water. If you're using bottled water, then you just heat it up to, let's say, 45 degrees or 50. If you're using just regular water that you're not sure how clean or how safe it is to drink, then I will encourage you to boil it. At least let it boil for a minute or two. When I say boil for a minute or two, not just when it starts boiling, you get it off, right? When it gets to that boiling point where it starts bubbling and dancing, you let it boil for another. From that point, you give it, let's say, 2 minutes or 3 to continue bubbling, and then you turn it off. And I already boiled my water. I already have water that I boiled. Here it is. So I'll put it in the cup. I'll transfer it into a cup. When you get your boiled water, you check the temp. If the water is easy for you to hold without burning your hand, it shouldn't be lukewarm. We don't need lukewarm water. We want it quite hot, but it should just get to that hot. I mean, when it's cooling down from the, let's say if it's well water, or you bought the water and you boiled it, you understand, and it's very hot. Once it gets to that temperature where you can hold it, without burning yourself, where you can hold it being comfortable, then that's the right temperature for you to start mixing your ingredients in the water in preparation for the yogurt. So for me, I'm making half liter of yogurt today. I use half liter of water. This is because I'm using powdered milk. Powdered milk is the best. I know how to make it most with powdered milk, not liquid milk. I've never tried peak milk and all those other ones. So I'm using powdered milk. Now, to 1 liter of water, you add like 15 to 20 spoons, 15 to 20 teaspoons of milk, of powdered milk. So for 1 liter of water, you're using between 15 to 20 spoons of powdered milk, teaspoons. If you add less than that, your yogurt will be very watery. It will be very watery. So you add from 15 upwards. If you don't have much milk at hand, then use 15 teaspoons. But if you have enough milk to spare, feel free to go with 20 teaspoons of powdered milk. To that, so I'm going to put my milk now. Okay, so I have my 8 teaspoons of powdered milk. Then you need half a cup of yogurt, half a glass cup of yogurt. But the important thing for you to notice is that sometimes people pasteurize and sterilize the yogurts. That's yogurt manufacturers. For your yogurt, you go to a supermarket and you buy yogurt. When you buy the yogurt, you can't really know. Okay, you can know. You can have an idea if it has been pasteurized, because if you leave it for long, it will continue to ferment. If it has not been pasteurized, it will continue to ferment, so it will get more and more sour if you leave it in the fridge, not if you leave it outside for days. No, if you keep it in a good environment, that is a cool dark place, not under the light, bright light, and then you leave your bottle of yogurt under it. So when you taste it after a few days, you see that it's getting more and more acidic. That means it has not, the bacteria that makes the milk ferment to yogurt is still very active. So for that, I cannot tell you which brand has been pasteurized and what do they call it, like the bacteria has been killed, sanitized and all that. So you have to buy your yogurt and try. And anyone that you try and get the yogurt out of it, then you know that brand doesn't kill off the bacteria, because they kill it off because they don't want it to continue getting sour. They just get to that level of acidity they want, and they kill off the bacteria so it doesn't continue to ferment the milk. And that's why they do it. While some businesses don't, they just leave it like that. So when you get your yogurt, you need half a glass of yogurt, which I have right here. I'm sorry that my camera is shaking. The stand is shaking up and down, bouncing, but you have to bear with me. So half cup. Now I'm going to mix, of course, put everything, the milk. If your water is very hot, you can still put your milk there. It doesn't matter. If your water is, once you get it off the cooker, you put your milk, because the milk needs to dissolve, and hot water helps milk dissolve a lot. So it's okay to put your milk, but don't add your yogurt. If the water is hotter than 45 degrees, it's going to kill the bacteria, the good bacteria that you need for fermentation process. So don't add your yogurt when the water is too hot. That's why I said you have to, before you add your yogurt, you make sure that the temperature of the water is such that you can hold the cup without burning your hand, without feeling any discomfort. But it will be hot. It shouldn't be warm. You need it moderately hot. Hot enough to hold, but not just warm enough to drink. You don't need it warm, you need it hot, okay? So there we go. It's dissolved. Because I'm going to proceed with the yogurt production. I have an empty bottle. An empty bottle. If you have a thermos flask, that would be great. If you have a thermos flask, but I'm making this video for those that don't have much. I mean, everybody can get a plastic bottle for water or juice or whatever. You can get your plastic bottle. It's very, very easy to get it, and so that's why I'm using this one. Anyway, I would like to mix in my yogurt now. Give it a good mix and fill it into your bottle. When you're pouring it into the bottle, you make sure there's a little bit of space so you can shake it a bit more afterwards, okay? There we go. Hold on. Close your bottle. Give it a shake. You have to mix everything in there. Now, we have to keep this warm, because for fermentation to happen, it has to remain very, very warm for like 8 hours, minimum of 8 hours. The more time you leave it, the more it ferments. The more time you leave this product, the more it ferments. So minimum at least 8 hours will get you yogurt if your starter is not dead. So let's start wrapping. Let's start wrapping to keep it warm. You get the warmest cloth. If you have thermos flask, that is perfect. You prep it and pour it into your thermos flask, close it, and still best shot is to still wrap it with any warm cloth or fabric you have. I prepped this woolen hat, this one, and then I prepped this jacket, my daughter's jacket. Okay, so I wrapped it here in this. First I wrapped it in the hat, if you remember. Then I wrapped it in this warm sweater. And next I'm going to put it in a bag, just to hold it in place and to still retain as much heat as possible. I'll leave it now for 8 hours, and after 8 hours we are going to see what beautiful yogurt we have made together. So see you. So guys, we are back. We are back with the finished product. Although I left mine for more than 8 hours. I left my yogurt for more than 8 hours. Let's try and see. Oh, okay. I got my cup. I brought a glass to see how it goes. Let me taste it. Oh, it's very, very sour. To me, I would like to whip it with a hand mixer to make it more uniform, because this one is a bit like it's kind of like it's separating, but it's beautiful. I like it. Just if you don't want it to be very, very acidic, then don't leave it for this long. Let me give you some tips on how to get it, on how to make the different products with this yogurt. You can leave it like this, watery like this, as in liquidy. You just mix it with your hand mixer. Make it to incorporate well. Don't leave it for too long if you don't want the sour taste to be strong. If you don't want it to be very acidic, then 8 hours, maybe 10 or 11 hours will be fine. The longer you leave it, the more acidic it tastes. That is one point. The second point, if you want it to be thicker, then you add more milk. So for this 500 ml, I use the 8 teaspoons of powdered milk. But if you want yours to be thicker, you can use 10 or even 15 spoons for 500 ml of water, of clean drinkable water that you warmed up to at least 50 degrees. You make sure your milk is absolutely diluted in the hot water. And like I told you, when you put your hot water in whatever container you want to use, let's say you want to use a plastic bottle, it shouldn't be warm. It should be a bit hot. So when you heat it up to a certain extent and you touch it, once it gets to that heat that you can now touch it without feeling so much discomfort that you want to let go, that is the best time to add your yogurt. Half a glass of it will be perfect. Half a glass of your yogurt of choice. So you go out there to the supermarket, you find any yogurt that you like, especially one that is very, very acidic, you buy. And I mean sour. When I say acidic, I mean sour. You buy it and then you use just half a glass. If you can take a full glass, not bad. A glass is also good. And the more milk you add, the thicker your yogurt will be. Now, if you want to do something like Greek yogurt, you get, after you make your yogurt in this liquid form, you get a cheesecloth. You know that cloth for Niger people, that cloth that you used to make ogi, that akamu cloth. You pour the yogurt into the cloth and leave it to drain in a bowl. You keep it in a cool place, so maybe you leave it in your fridge or in your store where sunlight will not affect it, the place that is cool. You leave it there to drain. When it's finished draining, that thick substance you have is what people will say is Greek yogurt. To store your yogurt, you always keep it in a cool place, so your fridge is a perfect place to keep it, so it doesn't start fermenting and then have some taste that you wouldn't want to even think of selling to people. So if you want to make this yogurt, like if you are supplying schools or people or something like that, you start preparing it the day before. At least you make it in the morning, keep it let's say if you wake up at 6 and you start the preparation for the batch. After preparing, you finish it by 7 a.m. for example. That's something you have to process by, something you want to be completed by tomorrow. You start, let's say, at 6 a.m. you finish by 7. In 8 hours time or 10 hours time, you can go back, and if you want to sieve it to make a thicker version, you put it again in the sieve and you let it drain. That's the cheesecloth. You just pour it in, roll it a bit and tie it down and put maybe a glass in the bowl and place the product on it, so it can just drain down the glass. The liquid can just drain down. The height, the gravity will help it drain down. So whatever is left, the thick cheese-like thing that is left in it, is the Greek yogurt. If you have a hand mixer or just a plain whisk, you can then whisk it and package it. You can add fruits. You can sweeten with dates. You can sweeten with banana. Any sweet fruit you have, you can use it to sweeten it, so it's natural and it's healthier that way. So that's it about yogurt. In case if you have any question, just leave it down there at the comment section, definitely, and I'll try to answer your questions as I go through the comments. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. My next video will be on small chops. My next video will be on small chop. There are different types of small chop, but I'll just make one simple one, at least for the first small chop video. I'll make one small chop video to introduce. As time goes on, I'm going to put each of them in folders, so when you come to the channel, you can just go to the tailoring or the bead jewelry or the catering part of it, and then you can find those things. They will be organized. Yeah, so basically that's it, guys. I'm really grateful for those of you that watch this video to the end, that stick with me to this stage. It's a relatively new channel, so I really appreciate that you guys are taking time to follow me. Please subscribe to my channel. I promise I'll be making new videos at least every 2 days. I'll be dropping new videos, new ideas and things like that will benefit you. So that's it, guys. That's it. Thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.